Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Deus Ex Mankind Divided Blind. Now, I'm here at the convention center expecting Marchenko to attack at any moment, but I guess for now I'm supposed to meet with the leader of security. Now I wonder, are they going to actively stop me or shoot me if I try to get into one of those? It does show as restricted on my
trace program initiated.
Does show as restricted on my map. Yeah, right. Well, I guess I was not supposed to do that. At least not so openly. So let me refrain from that for the moment. Security guard.
Move away. Access to this part of the building is restricted. Security personnel only.
Chief Slater's expecting me.
Chief... Oh, right. He's, unavailable at the moment. Urgent matter.
What? That's fishy as frig. Are they...
The urgent matter is why I'm here.
Are they like not the real guards?
I'm sorry. Who did you say you were with?
Yeah, it very much seems to me like they were they are a replacement for the actual guards, because this guy was visibly confused to hear about his own boss's name. So what I'm assuming, especially those guys, seem to be poised to attack me. So what I'm assuming happened is those are Marchenko's supporters that are impersonating the actual guards, and that's why they don't know what's happening. But I don't want to... Yeah, I'll try tricking them first.
I didn't. Look, I have an appointment to meet with Liam Stevens, Chief Liam Stevens, and I don't have a lot of time. Could you try him on the radio for me?
I'll do better than that. You wait here, and I'll tell Stevens personally that you're here to
freak!
see, okay?
There is an actual...
Miller, McCready. Tarvos isn't letting me in. The guard I spoke to, something's not right here. McCready, anyone from Tarvos Security contact you yet?
Negative. Which is odd, actually. Shit. If the building's already compromised, forget it. We stay on task. Jensen, get inside Slater's office and find out what's going on.
Copy that.
Max, send a team up for support right away. Already on the way.
Yeah, it's compromised as freak. I just noticed that. I wasn't paying that much attention, but there's a literal smudge of blood.
I never expected the ambush.
Wait, what did you... Are you retarded? That guy literally said out loud they never expected the ambush, and there's literally a smudge of blood here, which I guess came from them killing the original guards. But this guy is retarded. Like, he said they never expected the ambush. He said it out loud.
Tarvos might have been more trouble.
As he was...
Do not point that at me. I mean, sir.
As he was...
You can trust us, sir.
Yeah, sure.
All quiet, confirmed.
As he was passing me, like, I'm not quite sure what his problem is, but he surely has some problems with, like, mental capacity. Okay, I don't really care for ammunition at this point. I'm clearing them out because I want to be able to explore in peace. Damn it, I wasn't. Now, do I have enough of ammunition for this to actually take down such a big boss? Yeah, I don't, because I sold it. That's... freak. This is going to be a problem. But I do have a bunch of frag grenades, so I guess... Now, how many can he survive? That is kind of what I'm wondering here. Well, it's not like I have much of a choice, to be honest. Oh, freak. You know what? I need to kill myself. Oh, I'm actually much more durable than I would have thought. Because, you know, me finding out that a guard is dead after the fight is decidedly different in my mind than me killing him myself. So I guess that has to be redone, but... Oh, I guess this is before I even talked with... I didn't save, or did I back down?
Connected to network.
Yeah, I backed down. But how would I... Which one is the security office? I would assume this, right? Central security, yeah, right. So, actually, I'll wait for this guy to... do this. Activate the security override switch. Yeah, right. Freak. Shouldn't have done that, actually, but... front desk. Okay, I'll read that later. First, I would like to find the actual thingamajig computer that will help me. Oh, of course, the gold mask worn by Marchenko's men. It's kind of retarded for them to carry it inside with them, because that only compromises their cover even further. But what I'm looking for is the computer that would help me to... Pool of blood, obviously. Somebody died in this spot. Would have guessed that. A computer that would let me to deactivate the bots. Okay, I didn't freak. I think I have accidentally enabled Titan and wasted a whole bunch of power. Oh, and I'm also currently getting shot at by the bot. Okay, maybe it's here. No, this is... I think this... security. Okay, maybe this is it.
Anomaly detected.
Maybe I can hack it before the
Program initiated.
bot reaches me.
Access granted.
Well, not really. Not really, I can't. But it also seems to be stuck outside. I don't think this is going to work. So I'm currently in its crosshair.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Though it might work because it has it has hilariously bad aim, judging from what is currently happening. So maybe I can
Access granted.
get in here and actually disable that. And disable. Turn off. And the alarm panels disable as well. Who is shooting? Ah, that's one of the Tarvos guards. Okay, that's not a problem. I guess it might be a bit of a problem, but... Frick. Ah, that's just a flashbang. But that's certainly not a problem to the degree of the bot. And this goes back to the corridor. I just hope none of them died in the crossfire, because I would feel kind of bad about this. Well, he says, as one of them got shot by his own... They are kind of retarded in how... Oh, it seems I can take them down if I don't see them properly. they are kind of retarded in how they approach the issue of friendly fire specifically. Fake. Like, they seem not to care in the slightest whether they actually shoot their own comrades. Which, you know, might be trying to portray how ruthless they are, but to be honest, it makes them more idiotic, because even if you are even if you are ruthless, then still killing your own soldiers not only has an adverse effect on morale, but simply due to practical terms, it's not advisable because obviously it depletes your own numbers. Okay, presumably this has the password, so maybe I should check it first. You're on duty, roster, log in as new user. Okay, that doesn't really help me, so...
Anomaly detected.
Okay, I'm getting shot at,
Trace program initiated.
but I still might be able to hack this in the meantime, which generally speaking would be a huge advantage, what with the bot. Break. Okay, obviously need to deactivate the bot at the very least. The rest isn't particularly important at this moment in time. I can take care of the rest afterwards. I guess that's the Titan, and that's why I can't shoot him, because he's literally invulnerable currently. So I have to wait for him to for his energy to run out. Actually, I don't have that many bullets, all things considered. Like, I thought I had more. Okay, this one is using Titan as well, so I have to wait for his power to run out. It's actually cool that the enemies are actively using their augmentations now. Like, in the past games, you, like, in the lore, certain characters were augmented. For example, in Deus Ex 1, the Men in Black, but they seldom used their... seldom or even at all, or even not at all, use their augmentations, you know, in direct combat. So it's a nice change that they do in here. How can he afford it for so long? That's what I'm kind of interested in. And this is obviously doing nothing, I'm just wasting ammunition, but what I'm not sure about is how can he keep it up for so long? Like, it has been literally like a minute, and you'd think he would have less power than I do, at the very least, so I'm not quite sure what his deal is regarding that. Okay, this is some... this is the elevator shaft. This will lead to the whole different part of the building, so I guess I would prefer to stay here for now. But gas isn't going to do much against me. They are much more likely to hurt themselves with it than they are to hurt me. Okay, there's at least one in plain sight here somewhere. Presumably in this room over here. Okay, and there's one in the corridor. Okay, now I'm pretty sure they killed at least this guy, yeah. They shot him in the crossfire when they were shooting at me when I was in the vent. I don't particularly care about the ammunition at this point. Okay, I took him out just in time as he was activating his Titan. Okay, let me take down the other guy and then I'll explore the place a little bit. How would I... Ah, they've closed the shutters, so I guess doesn't really matter. Let me go back to this room and you know, clear out the security. Cameras, disable, disable, disable. Although cameras at this point turn off. The cameras at this point don't really matter. The alarm has already been raised. Everyone and their mother knows that I'm here. Target has no way out? Are you sure about that? Okay, now finally, I don't care about that. This is the place where they murdered the previous guards. There is also a mask here, which I still feel is really stupid of them to even bring it with them. Because the only thing is, like, imagine, even if there was no blood here, like, imagine if I caught a peek of it by looking through the window, like I was standing right here and I noticed it under the desk. It still would have gave up their cover, so it's like awfully idiotic of them to do that. But with that being said, let's... what is that? I can't really interact with it. Let's check the... let's check the computer. Liam Slater from Nathaniel Brown. I want to check you and your staff for excellent performance over the past few weeks, and in particular for the performance over the last 20 hours. Threats should never be taken lightly, and your team has dealt with one aimed at our event with crack checker efficiency. Yeah, sure, especially with now him presumably being dead. Same efficiency tonight. If anything should happen, the lives of millions of people would be affected. Keep up the good work. And so much for good work. As per discussion, I'm sending down an Interpol agent, Adam Jensen. Expect your full cooperation. Okay. I don't really care about ammunition at this point, because I'll have no way to sell it anyway. Yeah, the spilled coffee as well. Like, I really liked all of those small details. There is a splatter of blood, like a bloody hand on the magazine, because they killed all of the previous guards and removed their bodies, like stashed their bodies like in a closet presumably or something, but they didn't have the time to clear the signs of it, you know, the signs of struggle. So that's kind of really cool, how you can deduce what has happened by looking at how the game presents it. Okay, so this is the level below. So I don't want to go there yet. But I do want to check check those rooms over here. Authorized personnel only. Central security, okay, this is this. This goes back up, which I don't really have a reason to go there. So I'm not sure if that's necessary, but I am going to check just in case. Because maybe once the actual attack is in place, because I imagine them replacing the security was just, you know, the beginning stages of it. I might have to backtrack here, so it will be good to, you know, get the lay of the land. Okay, I can't get through here because the fan is in the way. And this goes down. Apex Center level 6. Central Security Office. Yeah, and those are presumably all of the all of the dead Tarva security guards, and they are naked because they stole their uniforms as well. I really like it, you know, the story being told just by environmental details.
So stay tuned to Picus News for full coverage of the convention as it unfolds. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Picus News.
Okay, this is repeating the regular commercial. Drawer, money, which again with those masks, like, why did they take it with them? That's what I like. That doesn't make sense. I feel like this is only here for the benefit of the player, which, you know, not all of the players might catch on to what was happening, so they made it like blindingly obvious. Pocket secretary. New guy starting on Wednesday. Transfer from Eastern European office. Thinks he speaks English but can't say how good. Name's Maxim. Show him around. Get him acquainted and settled in. Okay.
Disturbing news indeed. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Damn it, unfortunately I missed that. It was something about earthquakes. Okay, what's this about? Okay, there's a camera. Actually, shouldn't there be a security terminal here? If this is a security outpost? Guess it might be somewhere around here as well. I'll check it shortly. This goes back to general security. This is where I came from, so this is all explored. Computers, Zdrowa Zielenina, which means healthy greens. Not really. Security engineering, building the foundation, the augmented approach. Okay, but what about the actual security station I could, you know, hack? That's what I'm kind of interested in. So I would very much like to somehow get rid of the camera here, so that I can... Does it swivel all the way around? I don't think so. Or does it? Nope, it doesn't. Which is quite great.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Okay. And more of the dead bodies. As I imagined, they are stuffed into like a closet, you know, supply closet. Okay, I'm going to take this just because they don't really need it anymore, and I can actually use it you know, to save some lives. I doubt I'm going to need the credits anymore, but as I said, they aren't going to need them for sure. Okay, so that's this whole level actually searched. It's pretty small, so I guess time to go further. Now my concern here is a little bit with the ammo, because I don't really have that much. I need to go lower, so how would I do that? Staircase. And this goes up. There should be another... but this goes up as well, so what gives? Okay, so maybe this is just like a small portion of the actual... How is this connected to this? Kind of not at all. Okay, maybe I should look for like the signs or something. I'm going to take that. Because presumably they would point me into central security. And this goes back up, not down. This is... Okay, I actually went through here. Yeah, this is exactly... goes to here, so that does not particularly help me. I must be missing something here, right? Has to be a way to go further down. Okay, this kind of goes down, I guess. Okay, this on the other hand goes down. But I can't open that. Yeah, I'm back on level 7. This is the security station, the first one. And this is the... I'm actually back where I started. I doubt the elevator is going to respond to any, tries of getting lower. Yeah, right, the reception is locked. So... Staircase. Yeah, I'm kind of confused here. Like, by all accounts, staircases usually cover multiple floors, so it should go either further down from here or further down from here, but it seems this whole area is like a niche. Excuse me, another one of those golden masks. I'm kind of thrown off by the fact that they even took them with them, because what practical purpose does it serve? I'm pretty sure this goes back up, which again is not particularly useful for me. I'll take that just in case. Data analysis, what does it say? This is a bunch of useless data. I mean, there's so much to read, it's not even possible to digest that amount. And don't even try to read. Don't even try to read these words. They are written way too small. Well, joke's on you, actually. Joke's totally on you, but also the jokes is kind of on me, just because I'm lost and I don't know where to go. Well, I guess I don't freaking care about the alarm. I'll just check. Yeah, this goes. Ah, okay. But, well, I I somehow didn't register that it was a turret and not a camera. But it did lead somewhere, I feel like. And there has been this additional door with like a red button on it, so... Yeah, this one. This looks like it's something important. Maybe it's just a security office for this part, but it seems... Activate... Yeah, activate the security... Ah, right. Okay, so I didn't need to even go down for now. What I needed is... Oh, and there's a vent. Cool. What I needed is to exactly get here. So let me drop in. Yeah, more that security guards. Frick, didn't want to take that actually. I'll throw it out just in case I need to pick up something important and do a bit of, you know, shuffling around. Okay, this looks reasonable. Now, what do I need to... Okay, I'll save it just in case I need, like, I desperately need another multi-tool at one point. Tarvos, they are not going to need that. Oh, and this is definitely useful. This is the same. No signal. So I guess this would be the override, but first I want to read this. Slater, Lester Dobbs is going to be installing new antivirus. He needs the security override code. If you wouldn't mind giving it to him, told him to keep an eye out for a message from you. That sounds like... Well, that depends on how well do you know this guy. Is he new or... Because overall that sounds kind of like a bad idea. I wonder... yeah, so he was given the code. Tells me you're installing the fresh antivirus. System is green right now and should stay that way, but if you fuck with it... But if you do fuck with something while you're patching the new software, I'll let you know it'll let you know you pissed it off quick. If things go red, engage this'll disengage lockdown. Okay, network glitch. Small glitch in the security system. Looked like it was triggered as a part of a weekly bug killing expedition investigating. Yeah, so I guess this is about how they initially broke into the security system, and by them I mean Marchenko's supporters. So I guess what I'm supposed to be doing is activated.
My friends, there's been darkness in the world of late, but where there is darkness, there is also opportunity, and we must seize it. We are the ones who can bring light back into the world. If we must, we will take up that torch, and we will make sure that all the augmented have a chance to live with dignity. I'd like to propose a toast.
Miller, McCready. CCTV shows another compromised area. Back of the house. Looks like catering.
I've got eyes on that area as well. It looks like our bogus Tarvos units are using a guarded security door to access the reception hall. Oh, fuck! They're everywhere, circulating among the guests.
What are they playing at? Why aren't they fucking shooting yet? Jensen, any sign of Marchenko or the Orchid?
Negative. Neither. Miller, can you get to Brown?
I'm moving to him now, but Jensen, we need to know if the Orchid is in play. Get down here, circulate, and find a key to that door. One of the guards must have it on him.
Copy that. It'd be easier if I knew how many guards I'm dealing with.
I'll upload their patrol routes to your retinal log. But we don't want all hell breaking loose down here. So take them down quietly. Mac, you rally with Jensen ASAP. I'll pick up Brown and get him safe. Good luck, man. Okay,
this is going to be really, really hard, you know, with my quote-unquote skill at stealth, because I can't just start fighting them, unfortunately. But I guess I'll have to do my best. And I guess now that I have overridden the security, the elevator should allow me to go down to the reception, right? That's what I would imagine. Yeah, right.
Alright guys, I'm inside the reception hall. Got eyes on some of the guards, but there's no telling which one has the keycard.
Well, you'll find it soon enough, mate, because you need to take them all out. Can't have anyone in the weeds, yeah? And do it quietly. I'm close to your position now. I'll see you soon.
Okay, so I need to wait for a particular one to like be alone. I'll try and walk around and see, because obviously this is not a good position for him to be right now.
Oh, it's one of you. I should have known you'd seek me out. Look, the UN vote isn't personal. People like me, well, we just don't mix with people like you.
Although, they are leaving right now, so it might actually be a decent enough opportunity, because obviously nobody can see me because it'll create a panic. But seeing how... Ah, but there's also the camera, damn it. There's security system here. If I wait for the camera to turn and then quickly take this guy down and then drag the body somewhere. Okay, maybe nobody can... Is the camera going to see him? I would like to break in here just to deactivate the camera in the first place.
Trace program initiated.
But I think I'm straight in its way, actually, which is kind of problematic.
Jensen, how you making out?
No luck yet.
What?
Should be dead, Adam Jensen.
Instead, you show up here with your comrades in tow, forcing me to adapt to the situation. Because of you, hundreds of men, women, and children must be sacrificed.
Okay, I screwed that up, damn it.
I had to place explosives in the residential towers across the way. I can send a detonation signal at any time. But if you come to the exhibition hall right now, maybe I won't have to.
Talos Racker was a patient man, brother, but I am not. Come and see me now.
McCready, the bombs.
I heard. I don't know if I'll find him in time, but I'm already on it. Fucking hell!
Was that the key? Freaking, they are killing everyone. Maybe I should just let them kill me, although that would be kind of cheating in its own way, you know, if I let them kill me just to restart. I'm not even sure where Marchenko is.
Zero contact.
Probably shouldn't be wasting time on fighting regular guards, but then again, they are killing actual people all around, so I am doing some good by stopping them. But I feel like I should concentrate on actually stopping the bombs, as opposed to...
waiting for permission to kill!
Well, I guess... but it's going to reload the autosave, right? Yeah, no cheating for me. Well, I guess I could, but I won't because, you know, that's kind of dirty. I should suffer the consequences of my failure.
Come and see me. Now.
McCready, the bombs.
I heard. I don't know if I'll find him in time, but I'm already on it. Fucking hell!
He's activated his Titan. But it seems the Titan doesn't work on melee, which seems like a huge overlook if you ask me, when it comes to designing such a powerful protective augmentation. Meeting rooms. I'm not even sure where Marchenko is. Like, I'm kind of lost at the topography of this place.
I should have stayed home.
Moving on! Come on, get in there!
Damn it. I'm screwed.
Stairwell, go! Get in there! Copy that, we'll make this
I feel like everyone is... exhibition hall, right. I feel like they killed everyone already anyway.
Take the mark down!
So there might be no point in actually trying to, you know, stop them at this point. Like, they even killed the freaking DJ.
Get in there! Advance the globe, copy!
This is a lovely night.
I think now that's all of them in the immediate area. So presumably whoever is still alive, which is not many people, might be safe for the moment. Now, I just remembered, because ordinarily I would go to save the buildings that are getting bombed, because the delegates are a small group compared to all of the people being in danger at the site. But I remembered...
reports of gunfire in Apex Center.
Marchenko's taken over the building. He's threatening to blow up
Which
the
way to
residential
the
towers next door.
exhibition hall?
Stop him.
You do what you gotta do, man. But if the Orchid is in play, then his threat could be a smokescreen. The delegates, our future, could be the real target here. You need to find and protect them.
But I remembered that I have the signal jammer for the bombs, so which I got from Alison Stanek. So presumably I can use it to make them stop working. So I guess I'll go for the delegates and hope that that the signal jammer would be enough to stop the bombs, or at least maybe delay them for long enough so that I can save both, like go back.
Is your faith in hypotheticals truly that strong? Apparently not. You have made the right choice, brother. Why should so many die so loudly, when a far more subtle message can be sent? To achieve my mission, I only need Brown and his guests to die. And you, of course. Now show yourself!
Okay, so use the jammer first.
Right here, Victor. You're done hurting people tonight.
Yeah. Hurting. Murdering them. Wherein death is the penance of victory for men like us. And I still have one death to wear.
I have the kill switch, but I would try to. Presumably, it's possible in this one maybe to not kill him. So I would try to do that if possible. Frick.
Running out of places to hide.
First, let me do that. Now, I guess I will activate the cloak. Frick. How does he? Okay, that didn't. So clearly he's immune to the takedown. Frick. That would have been, you know, too easy if I could have just taken him down with a single attack. So obviously I have to do something else. Maybe first stun him with the stun gun or something. So... But I need to be quick because presumably, you know, he's still on his way to actually kill the delegates. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Now,
Mac, the bomb threat is neutralized. Marchenko's down and he won't be.
Does he have anything on him?
First fucking good news I've heard all day.
Praxis.
Are you getting anything from Miller?
He was supposed to be with Brown and the delegates. Fuck, the Orchid. I've got to find them. Jensen out.
Where would they be? Do I know? Level 2. So stairs up, and then here. Okay. So maybe. So at least the. Frick. Well, I hope nobody was in the way. At least the bombs are out of the question for now. I'm on the correct level, right? Yeah. But how would I stop? I don't have the antidote for the Orchid, so how would I... Frick. Well, nobody was here either. How would I stop it? I'm not supposed to go back down. Okay, that's actually made a wrong turn. I was supposed to... Frick. It's the gas bombs. How am I supposed to... Okay, I'm mightily confused here. Presumably I'm on a tight time limit, but I don't understand how this is gelling together with the rest. Like, there should be a passage here. Presumably it's hidden, right? I need to access the thingamajig. Yeah, there's a button here. Keycard recorded. Need security keycard. Really, come on. I don't... A turret, grab. Don't care. Hack this.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
hopefully I can enable the whatever secret passage there is from here.
Access granted.
Drones. Okay. Turrets. That helps me in precisely no ways whatsoever. So did one of the Tarvus guards have the key card? But there has to be a different way, right? Is there? There's an elevator. Which I guess I would have to go all the way back here. Now the question is, will it even work? That's one question. I guess I don't have any other ideas because I'm not sure where to go with the keycard. So over here. Then wait. What? How does that? Okay, so I can't access the elevator, or can I? I guess one of them might have the keycard, but I don't have freaking time to search them. The time limit is making me nervous. Reception hall. They are apparently here, behind closed door tonight. So how does this connect to this, even if I were there? I don't quite get it. I also feel like I don't quite have the choice, or like I'm not really sure what I'm doing, to be entirely honest. Security stash keycard, okay. Hopefully this is it. It must be it, right? Freak, I could have sworn I was under the cloak. Now, did it autosave? Well, did it? Well, I guess the easiest way to check is to go into story items and see if I have the security keycard. I guess not. Wait, where even am I? This is back, and the fat guy here had the card. Like, wasn't this something I was supposed to look for in the first place? I kind of forgot about it when they started shooting. I should have looted them, but I was, afraid that Marchenko is going to blow up the... Freak, did I make a wrong turn? Nope, I need to just open that. I was afraid that Marchenko is going to shoot the... shoot the tower, blow up the towers after all. So that was clearly, time critical on its own. So at least I managed to stop that. Like, even if Miller and the others die, it won't be a complete failure. So I would like to tell myself that. Yeah, this opens here.
Adam, Miller's dead. A camera shows him in a catering area alone.
Fuck. And the delegates?
No sign of them, but the orchid may be in the champagne.
Yeah, so they are dead as well. Freak. Well, so much for that.
As we consider the importance of this moment on a national level, on a global level, on a humanitarian
Stop.
level...
Drink. The champagne's been poisoned.
But I had it replaced. It's a cuvée de prestige.
You and your guests need to get out of Apex Center now, Brown. Slater's dead. Tarvos is compromised. They've come to stop you. Can you get everyone to the helipad?
Yes, yes, of course. My security team will escort us, but what about the other attendees?
I'm afraid there have already been casualties, Brown. But I'm going after the people who did this.
Then you have a long way to climb.
Oh, do I? I stopped Marchenko. Who else is there? Like, I doubt the fucking Illuminati themselves are here. You know, they are sitting cozy in their... Yeah, unlocked New Game Plus, so this is literally the end.
Santo CEO Nathaniel Brown took to the stage today to praise Interpol and Tarvis security services for thwarting what could have been a major terror attack during his safe harbor convention last week. Interpol has confirmed that a group of radical terrorists linked to the Augmented Rights Coalition wired the residential towers surrounding Apex Center with enough explosives to destroy 2 city blocks. As shocking as that fact turns out to be, Brown had only this controversial opinion to give.
We must not make rash decisions based on fear, nor should we allow a vocal minority to dictate our future. The Human Restoration Act is a perversion of all the United Nations stands for. In time, I believe saner minds on the Security Council will prevail.
Strong words from a man with an even stronger bank account. Let us see if his prediction proves true. This is Eliza Cathedral.
Hey, are you even listening to this?
Live
We won!
from Pike.
Did we?
We completely disrupted their plan. Marchenko, the Orchid, the bombs. You've been under too long, man. Time to come up for air. Take a breath. Janus messaged me last night, said Brown's been lobbying like a champ. He and the people you saved know the act isn't a solution. Picus will talk around it as long as they can, but that thing is finished.
Janus always seems to have the inside track. Except when it really matters.
Miller, right? I'm sorry, Adam. I really did think he was working for the Illuminati.
For a while, we both did. By the time I realized he was innocent. We can't change the past. We have to keep going.
What are you thinking?
How many more plans do they have in motion? How many more soldiers like Marchenko are waiting for the call?
Don't call him a soldier. He was a thug, man. Soldiers have a code of honor. Honestly, I'm surprised you let him live.
Yeah, I do generally believe that, like, that's the main reason I'm going non-lethal in the first place. I don't think it should be up to individual, like, policemen, because I guess the closest equivalent to me being in this task force is being a policeman. I don't think they should just kill people they consider to be deserving. Obviously, it does happen sometimes in self-defense, but generally they should go out of their way to capture them, to detain them, and then leave it to the courts, you know, to actually determine whether they are guilty, to what degree, and what punishment they should serve. So I feel like this is actually, you know, kind of my point.
It wasn't my place to play judge and executioner, Alex. We should be concerned for every life, no matter how badly it's been lived.
Once a cop, always a cop, huh?
Regardless, we want the men behind him. Behind the Human Restoration Act. The ones still out there in the shadows. It's time for me to start pulling them into the light.
Well, now we got names. Manderley and Page. The collective won't stop until we bring these guys down.
Yeah? Well, there's one more name I want to put a face to. Janus.
So that's what you've been chewing on. Look, I'll try, Adam, but I already told you he doesn't like meetings that aren't on his terms.
Then give him a choice. Either he sets up a meeting, face to face, or I find him myself. I think it's high time we met the man behind the mask, Alex. Don't you?
This report just in. Law enforcement officials in Prague have tracked down and captured the bomb maker, whose deadly explosive devices claimed the lives of dozens of innocent travelers earlier this week. The woman, an ex-army demolition specialist named Allison Stanek, appears to be a religious fanatic and leader of the tech cult group Church of the Machine God. Police arrested her and several of her followers inside the cult's headquarters, following an extensive investigation. If you ask me, folks, that is some very good news indeed. A coroner's report released in Prague today offers shocking new insight into the death of Dr. Talis Rucker, former leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition. Apparently, the primary cause of the doctor's death was the exceedingly high level of alcohol found in his system.
Oh, sure.
No other toxins were present.
Sure.
No signs of any suspicious activity. Sources close to Rucker tell me he had been struggling with alcoholism ever since becoming a public figure. I am sure I do not need to remind you folks that the organization he founded, the Augmented Rights Coalition, has been linked to last week's horrifying terror attack in London. Augmented terrorist Viktor Marchenko, whom law enforcement officials describe as being instrumental in the planning and execution of devastating violence in London last week, is being moved to a secure facility for questioning. A long-standing member of the Augmented Rights Coalition, Marchenko has been very outspoken about his motives for the attack, claiming it was appropriate retribution for injustices suffered by the Augmented. I do not know about you folks, but there is only one question I really want the answer to right now. When will the United Nations pass the Human Restoration Act so that dangerous killers like Marchenko can no longer terrorize us? It seems not so long ago that Dr. Talis Rucker was on this very program, trying to convince all of us that his Augmented Rights Coalition was a non-violent organization. Today, of course, we are all a little bit wiser. It did not take long for ARC to reveal its true colors once Dr. Rucker was dead. Since last week's attack, the United Nations has officially labeled ARC a terrorist organization. As we speak, brave state police officers in the Czech Republic are raiding ARC-controlled compounds inside the Udalek complex. Here is an example of the defiance they are encountering.
This is where you have it all wrong. Wrong. ARC was framed. You people, you don't see, you don't realize that Viktor Marchenko was not ARC. He was trying to kill ARC, kill the cause. But he has failed. We are strong, we are innocent, and we will not be used as pawns by rich, scared men who want to make us less than human.
I am sorry, young man, but methinks thou doth protest too much. The Diwali criminal organization is under intense scrutiny this evening for their role in the London attack. Evidence uncovered by Interpol indicates that high-ranking members of the chapter in Prague supplied weapons and logistical support to ARC terrorists. Among those being sought for questioning is riddiculously, leader of the Diwali's Prague chapter. Sources close to the man tell me, however, that Nicolaze has gone off the grid, and it is unlikely he will ever be found. An indication of guilt, perhaps? Join the online discussion and let us know what you think. News out of Paris today, where a sharp rise in illegal underground publications may have links to a prison escape recently orchestrated in Prague. Last week, Czech state police were holding members of the underground news group Samizdat on charges of disturbing the peace, human trafficking, and media terrorism. The radicals escaped their holding cell, however, and are believed to have subsequently made their way deeper into Western Europe.
Right.
Shortly
Called
after
that.
their escape, a radical publication called Silhouette began appearing throughout France. Has Samizdat rebranded itself as Silhouette? I am sure you will agree with me on this one, folks. No matter what name these people go by, there is nothing more dangerous than the spread of false news.
Says
Turn our
Picus.
attention now to a more colorful story. A recent incident inside an illegal underground drug laboratory has led authorities to the heart of Prague's Neon operation. According to sources familiar with the new drug, the dangers of Neon had more to do with illegal distribution methods and criminal ties than with consuming the drug itself. Make no mistake, folks, neon is illegal, and the dismantling of this laboratory is good news for everyone. However, some government officials have hinted to me that the drug may have therapeutic benefits, and if so, a government-approved version of neon could be made available to the public eventually. Further testing will be required, of course, so only time will tell.
Well, so that was Mankind Divided then. I must say, first of all, I really appreciate this extended epilogue, which covered some of the things I've done throughout the game. It felt cool to see it reflected somehow, and to also see it distorted by Picus's propaganda, because like to be like, I actually find it pretty disgusting, like how blatant the lies are on Picus. Like they were spinning every story like so hard that I hope the Eliza Casson clone, I mean it's not a clone, it's a copy, didn't get like a concussion from all that spinning, but it was still cool to see that, and I appreciate that. But what else? About the ending itself, I am sad about Miller. I wonder if he died because I was too slow, or because I didn't have the orchid cure that I could have procured from the bank. But if the second possibility is correct, then I feel like, as callous as that makes me sound, it might have been a reasonable trade-off, because I acquired the jammer that stopped Marchenko from blowing up the towers. So if I had the cure but didn't have the jammer, then maybe Marchenko would have blown up the towers and I would have saved Miller. But maybe it was just because I was too slow, like I ran back and forth to find the way to that room actually. So he died in the meantime. But I'm still generally kind of proud that at the very least I managed to save both the delegates and the people in the towers. So that is some small dose of success. But what else? Overall, I really enjoyed this game. I think there were some areas in which it was downright superb, namely world building and like the actual environments, the maps, and the level of details in them. Like I loved the whole, the posters, the graffiti, the newspapers, the photos. Like every apartment, every room had ton of stuff that I could look at and try to decipher and try to form my own opinions on, and extrapolate what it meant about the different characters and their little stories. The guy that tried to break into the bank and he had the plans labeled in his apartment, and he had scratched photos of people that wronged him. So that was like superb. Gameplay wise, I feel like it's a refined version of Human Revolution, but I'm not really the best person to judge that because I'm plainly bad at the mechanic side of this game. Like I fully recognize that, but I had a lot of fun anyway. Like there's nothing that rubbed me the wrong way about the gameplay. But as much as I loved the actual maps and the environmental storytelling, I feel like the actual storytelling was kind of maybe a tad weaker than Human Revolution, because I feel the new characters were really less interesting than the characters in Human Revolution. I really liked and enjoyed interacting with Sarif, Malik and Pritchard, especially in Human Revolution, whereas in this I didn't really care for any of the characters. I didn't like connect with them on any actual deeper level, and I feel like the story itself suffers from like a very heavy form of sequel baiting, cause it's clear to me that, oh, is there a secret scene after like credits?
was not the point. You should have all been informed.
That is why we are here now.
Volkart. What's done is done. The broad strokes of the operation were very clear and haven't changed. There are always adjustments that will occur in the field. You should know that.
Adjustments? Those were not mere adjustments.
Interpol was more capable than we anticipated. They have a new augmented agent by the name of...
Adam Jensen.
Who we believe may have had external help. Possibly by the Juggernaut Collective or even Janus directly.
We're looking into it, but we...
All that is speculation at this point. Let's find out more and reconvene later this week. Thank you, everyone. That'll be all.
It's your own fault.
I'm aware of that, Doctor.
Elizabeth sends her regards.
Oh.
Report.
Overall, the subject seems quite well adjusted despite the massive traumas he's experienced, and his memories are still consistent with the program. He is remarkably stable.
Excellent. How close is he to contact with Janus?
Very.
And it's only a matter of time.
So I guess she was the mole after all, but let me finish my... I'll talk about that as well, but let me finish my earlier train of thought. So overall, I feel like this story suffers very much from like very blatant and obvious case of sequel baiting, because there has been a lot of things that have been established but not followed to their conclusion. The whole case of Jensen's mystery Augs, what happened to him after Panchea, why he was first implanted by the Illuminati and then released. What is exactly the deal with the Juggernaut Collective and Janus? What is the end game of the Illuminati, especially regarding Jensen himself, and maybe a couple of other things I can't think about now, but it's very clear to me that this was initially established as a middle chapter of possibly a trilogy or even a greater number of games, but you know, it has been years since this game was released and there is no continuation in sight. So I feel like overall in the story department, I feel like it's a little bit weaker perhaps than Human Revolution, but I don't think it's a weaker game because the other things sort of even it out for me. Because especially this environmental richness is something that very much speaks to me and to my playstyle. Like I like spending a lot of time walking around, looking at things in detail, reading all the flavor texts, you know, and forming my own predictions about the plot. So it is a very good game, but I feel like it has some kind of annoying shortcomings because, as I said, there weren't any characters that I found particularly engaging. Marchenko himself was kind of a joke. Like, he was so obviously a bad guy from the first second you looked at him that I was kind of almost considering him to be a red herring, because it was far too obvious with his whole plan of, like, I pretty much pinpointed his ideology of being opposed to Talos Racker and planning to kill him to then make it a catalyst for the violent uprising of the Augs, sort of from the start, and I was kind of disappointed that it was ultimately didn't really deviate from that. But what else? And after the credit scene, so I guess it was Delara Auzan, the psychologist that was the Illuminati mole after all. I guess she was mostly sent there to keep tabs on Jensen, because she was actually reporting on his status, and I guess the plan might be, judging from what Lucius de Beers said, and that he asked how close is Jensen to Janus, that they assumed that Jensen would try to find Janus at some point, and he would lead them to him. because obviously they keep tabs on him. They maybe even can hack him remotely, like access him remotely through all of the new augmentations they installed. Or maybe he has like a trigger inside him that will kill Janus once they find him. Although it's still kind of interesting to me. There is a slight possibility, I feel like, still, that Janus is in fact, and the whole collective is like a splinter cell of the Illuminati themselves that is supposed to, that is serving Bob Page, and is supposed to weaken the main Illuminati group before his takeover using the MJ-12 by the time of Deus Ex 1. So there is also that, but the evidence is kind of like, I guess there isn't even any evidence. It's more of a free-flowing theory on my part. But if you have any input on that or any theories, at this point I have finished the game already and there isn't anything more, so I would welcome any discussion in the comments. If you'd be interested in that, I'm always down for discussion. What else? Yeah, I enjoyed this game greatly, but there were some elements, mainly in the story, that I was a little disappointed. My favorite parts were probably pretty minor, to be honest, because they pretty much all concern the side quests. Like the side quest with the murders was pretty great, extended and kind of raising interesting questions about personal responsibility, kind of an equivalent of the mental illness with the personality transplant, and sort of judicial and philosophical questions about like legal responsibility in such a case. The quest with the old man, who later happened to be Polish, the Edward Block, who killed his grandson or granddaughter during the Oak incident and then was deeply in denial about it. I found it to be one of the most touching elements of the game for me. And it was such a small role, you know, one conversation in a small side quest, but it has really stuck with me throughout all of this time. What else? Actually, that reminds me. I am mightily annoyed by the fact that the Juggernaut stashes were not utilized, because at first, when I remembered about them, I was really excited to go and look for them. But then I found all of them and there was nothing there. It's such a case of wasted potential, and it's such a case of like betrayed expectations, because I really put a lot of work to that, and I really had fun. Like during the actual search, I really had fun, you know, comparing the photos with the actual view of the street and trying to discern where it is. But then once I figured out there's nothing there, I felt like it was a huge betrayal. So I'm definitely annoyed about that. And there was something else, but I kind of forgot. What was it, the other thing? Because I remember there were actually 4 things that I wanted to comment. Right, I remembered it now. The part with Eliza Kazan, the whole quest with her trying to re-establish herself as independent from Picus. I really liked the part where she stored herself on a floppy disk, and you had to go to an actual museum to have it read because nobody had you know, those types of hardware anymore. Although it's still questionable to me how did an advanced AI fit on a floppy disk? Like, that doesn't seem to make sense. Like most of like a particularly complicated text document could possibly not fit on a floppy disk, like if you added some pictures inside. So how would you stuff an AI on it? Like, I don't understand it, but it was I am ready to handwave that because it was kind of cool, the whole quest. But besides that, I feel the main quest was kind of bland, and as I said, it suffers very heavily from a lot of things being set up and then not delivered upon, because presumably they were setting them up for the sequel, but the sequel, never came, and it seems at this point it might never come after all. So that's kind of annoying, because that leaves you with this taste of the story being cut short before its time. But for what it is, I feel overall the game was pretty great. I wouldn't say my experience with it was worse than with Human Revolution. I would say it was kind of on par, because I loved some things and I was kind of meh about some other things. So but overall it was still pretty great, and I am really glad I played it, and I had a lot of fun. What else? I will be playing the DLC as well. I don't know much about them. I don't know if they are more gameplay oriented or story oriented, but I heard some of them at least are pretty cool, and in one of them Pritchard actually makes an appearance, which I'm looking forward to, because I really like that character and his banter with Jensen. I'm not sure how long is that going to take, how long the DLC are, but I am going to try them before I'm done with this game, just to get the full picture of it. What else? I will probably rewrite. I'm not having anything else on my mind right now, but I will probably write an extended, text summary of my thoughts and feelings, so look for it in a pinned comment below this video. And I don't really have anything else to say for now, so I guess just thank you for watching. I will let the credits roll in their entirety, just because of my respect towards the developers, and because maybe there's something else down the line, like a second secret scene or something. But besides that, I guess that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!